Good morning, everyone. I've come out to a location today that I photographed a few months ago, but I didn't shoot too much video at the time, and I was also then in the midst of producing all the videos from my fall trip to the Southwest, and so I just sort of put this video and the subject aside until I finished all those videos from my fall trip. If you've watched this channel before, you know I had the 20 episodes from my fall 2020 trip to the Southwest, and have just finished posting those a few weeks ago. So I'm now sort of cleaning up some videos that I've made just before that trip and just after. I didn't want to break up the flow of those episodes by inserting some other videos in there. So now I'm releasing a few videos that I'd made sort of around the time period of that trip. And this is one of those. This was back in the winter time here in Northwest Florida, and I was driving down this road and spotted this subject that I've seen many times, but found it in a really special light. These bare trees against this dark forest I knew would make a nice photograph, but somehow the light was never really right. And on this particular evening, I just hit it at the right time, just right around sunset. And also at the time of year, the sun was actually going down between sort of a slot in the forest here. This is like a river, and so it's kind of an embankment, and the trees are high on both sides, and kind of comes down to a notch at the river. And this particular time of year, the sun actually set sort of in that notch, and so I was able to get really nice low-angled light coming right through that slot and hitting these trees. But what was really special about it was the background. The forest in the background was dark. So I had that really nice contrast, a nice dark forest background, which was just perfect to set these trees apart and highlight them. So I was really happy to find that subject. So I came out the next day, brought the view camera, set it up with my 450 millimeter lens, and made what I think is a really, really neat picture. And I want to show you those proof sheets right now. Here are the proof sheets, and you can see I tried one vertical composition, but for the most part I settled on the horizontal. These are the earlier ones with the direct sunlight on the tree trunks. And here are the ones where the sun was setting and the light got softer and softer. This is the exposure I ended up going with. It has the nice dark background, and I like just a bit of the directional light on the grasses and bushes at the bottom, and also on the tree trunks. Now you might notice the lines here on the proof sheets. Even though it looks like a dark stripe, it's actually a lighter band at the top. Some people have mentioned this before in the comments, so I wanted to show you what's happening. Here's the negative in the glassine from the lab. And I don't know if you can see this, but it has a little flap where the enclosure comes together. Here's an empty one where you might be able to see that flap a little better. So when I'm proofing, that extra flap of material adds some density and so creates a lighter band on the proof. Otherwise, the forest would show up nice and dark at the top like it was in reality. This bothered me too, so now I'm proofing without the glassine. Although, in the latest batch of film I just got back from the lab, they switched to a different style of glassine that doesn't have the flap, so maybe I won't have to remove the film for proofing in the future. Well, it's something I've probably said many times on this channel, how neat it is, if you're able to photograph locally, if you have some good subjects, to be able to see them under different light and different conditions and come back over and over until you sort of really get what you want. And that was the case here. I'd driven by these really neat dead trees for years, but just it never struck me until I just happened to be driving by at the right time of day and the right time of year. And so I really encourage you to explore your local area and just keep doing it over and over. You never know what you're going to find. Something you've driven by many times maybe doesn't seem that special, but in the right light, in the right conditions, it might just speak to you, and you can make a picture that's really personal and something you really care about. It makes it really special for you. Well, thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. If you enjoy this content and would like more information about me and my photography, please head on over to my website at scottwaltonphotographs.com. I have an ebook, annual folios, and handmade fine art prints available from locations all across the country. Thanks so much for checking that out.